Here's something interesting that I just picked up. This is a 1987 Kawasaki KDX-80 two-stroke engine, little dirt bike engine. And the KDX, I think the KX is the motocross version. The KDX is the more trail bike enduro oriented version, so it probably has a little bit heavier flywheel and maybe milder porting. And my understanding is that the KX does maybe 21 horsepower or something like that. The KDX does about 16 horsepower. That's my understanding from what I've been able to glean. Now, I had thought about buying a new Dirtbike clone of the Franco Morini little 50cc two-stroke engine. And that's the engine that the Franco Morini version is the engine that was used on the KTM 50 and several other small dirt bikes. And they do about, I think, well, there are a few different versions. There's a version that does about 5.5 or 6 horsepower. There's a little bit warmer version that does about 9 horsepower. And then I believe there's a version that does about 11 horsepower or something like that. But they're neat little engines. They have a kickstart and a single speed and a centrifugal automatic clutch. And you can get different springs and clutch shoes and so on to tune your clutch. And they're neat. I would like to have one to put on a motorized bicycle, but and several people have built motorized bicycles with those engines. But I got to thinking, you know, maybe if I could just find a small Japanese two-stroke dirt bike engine, and it would probably actually have gears. And so I looked around and I found this. It's a 1987 model. Guy I bought it from said that it's going to need a top end rebuild, which that's something that has to be done on occasion on a two-stroke motorcycle, but it's not a problem. I can rebuild the top end for $100 or less. You know, there's no valves to contend with or anything like that, so it's really simple. I mean, you know, you can rebuild one of these things in 15 minutes. The top end, if the bottom end is good. Now, if you look at this, you can see that the Kickstarter is pointed downwards, and that's, you know, I pushed the Kickstarter when I first got it to make sure it turns over and everything, and it does, but the Kickstarter didn't return, so I got to figure out what the problem is there. But it's probably not a major problem, and hopefully it's something I can fix just under this cover without having to actually split the case. But whatever. Anyway, at 16 horsepower, this has pretty close to double the horsepower of the medium version of the little Dirtbike engine, and it has 6 speeds and a manual clutch. So it will, I think it'll make me a nice little engine. And the Dirtbike engines, of course, they're brand new, but they cost about $500. And I'm thinking I should be able to get this one running for, you know, based on what I paid for it and everything. I should be able to get it running for less than what the price of a new Dirtbike would cost me. Now, the counter sprocket looks good on it, so who knows? Looks like the transmission works. That's neutral. Anyway, so my intentions for it, what I was originally thinking is, of course I have a motorized bicycle that I built on a cruiser frame with one of the little Chinese engines, and it still works. I've upgraded it a little bit, and I rode it just a few days ago. Look for an update on that before long. But I got to thinking, you know, maybe build something on a mountain bike frame and make it kind of sort of along the lines of the motoped, minus the $4,000 price tag of a motoped. Those people must be insane. Oh, and at double the horsepower of a motoped. Anyway, that's what I had in mind for this, but who knows, I might just put it on one of my little Honda frames, of which I have several. And if I wanted to, I could actually, if I put it on one of those, I could actually register it for the street, but I don't have any intention to do that. I'm much more likely to put it on a mountain bike and maybe put an upgraded set of wheels on it, moped wheels or whatever. So look for updates on this, because I plan to do something with it soon. I would like to take this moment to thank all of my YouTube subscribers and invite you to join me on my website, possumliving.com. Now, I have content on there dating back to 2007, but recently I've started adding more new content, and that's a trend that I intend to continue. Now, I don't plan to stop uploading to YouTube anytime soon, and will probably continue my weekly uploads, but I'm going to add at least weekly uploads to the website. And I feel like that gives us more flexibility, because we can have more discussion, more articles, and different videos than we can have on YouTube. So I hope you'll join me. Thank you.